Well, hi my friends. This is Jay, and this is Jay's Stitch Tutorial number 9. I was looking for something I wanted to end the year on just a sweet note, an uplifting note, and I had thought about this little stitch, and I thought, well, I'll be able to find one. Looked and looked, and I couldn't. I wanted an angel. I just thought everyone could use an angel, a guardian angel, just something as a reminder that someone is watching over you. So, stitch number 9, I want to take you through and, of course, walk you step by step. First of all, let's look at my display to see what I have. Well, of course, I have some cute little Christmas balls just for display. I just wanted to have something really pretty, so I'll just get those out of the way. Here's some more. Just inexpensive, probably from the Dollar Tree, but that's okay. I didn't do much decoration this year at all. Oh, I'm winding down. All right, then over here, this is a pretty scarf. This is not the scarf we're going to, that I'll show you later, but this is just one that I made using this little angel stitch. I was trying to make an angel, and I wanted to make a project just to see if it looked like an angel. So, as I walk you through, you will be able to decide yourself. But as you can see, it's really just some really pretty yarn overs, a nice pretty bobble, some pretty stitches at the bottom, and she even has a scarf. And my angels even have a scarf on. So now we'll lay this up here. Now well, of course we have Bird. Hi, Bird. And then I have this beautiful candle holder with 5 cute little angels, and I'm going to bring them up close, and we'll just look at each one real quick. Now here's one who's ringing the bells. Here's one who has a horn to blow to get everyone's attention and give the announcement. Beautiful wings. Here's one singing out of the hymn book, or maybe she's reading a word. And one of my favorite is this cute violin player. Is that cute? And of course, one praying. So this is one that I've had for a long time. It's just a little, I don't know, something I just had sitting around. One of my knickknacks. Now I didn't like the candle because I didn't want to mess it up. I could always keep it. And then last but not least is what we're going to be working on this project. Now I'm going to see if I'm on camera just right, and I'm going to try to hold it up and tell you what this is. Well, first of all, even though it's stitch number 9, it started out, it's really a pocket. It's a pocket with an angel on it. Here's the pocket. Can you see it now? This is a pocket. This is one of 2. So what I'm going to be doing is walking you through the second pocket. This is supposed to go on, since everyone was doing mainly crocheting the pocket, the pocket shawl. I thought, well, I'll do one that's knitted. So, but I didn't really have time, or I just wanted something really quick and simple. So instead of a whole shawl, we're just going to do more of a scarf effect, like a long scarf, and at the end of each end of the scarf, we're going to add a pocket with an angel right there. She has a beautiful bow on. Now if you look really careful, you can see her head, you can see the wings right here by the pretty yarn overs, the eyelet row, and she even has on a beautiful dress. So when I couldn't find anything, I simply got busy and put some stitches together to bring you this beautiful angel on this pocket that will go on a really pretty pocket scarf. Now I'm using Christmas yarn, and I'll go over in just a minute. But you can use, since you probably won't get it done, or you don't have time to do all this for Christmas, you'll be able to use any yarn of your choice, something nice. And I wouldn't use any dark colors, though, so because the angel might not pop out as well. But there it is. This is what we're going to make. This is what I'm going to walk you through step by step. There's only about 9 rows of pattern, and then all the parts that I had to add to get this angel. So, I hope you join me. I hope you like this. I'm going to sit her right there. Far away it may not look the same as it does close up, but this is Jay's stitch tutorial number 9. And this is a beautiful angel that I hope you enjoy making with me. All right, back in just a minute. All right, so you saw my information sheet. I'd just like to kind of give just a few written notes, just so that you'll have something to refer back to. And on the information sheet, I share with you that we're going to use our regular, I'm using stash, regular number 3 or number 4 weight yarn. Now here's one, I don't know what the name of it. It was just some I found in my stash to practice the angel. So, but I wanted to show you how it looked in maybe a lighter weight yarn. Okay, now of course you will use a number 8 needle for a lighter weight yarn, but here it is in that. And then for my pocket, I just used some regular number 4, just some standard yarn out of your stash. This is not, I would use very just common, inexpensive yarn to just, to give this a try. But I suggest a light color. And you don't have to use Christmas yarn like I've used here in the video. Since it's Christmas, this is what I was, wanted to show in the video. But I suggest something nice and something year-round that you can wear. Alright, so that's the yarn. The needles are number 8 if you're going to use a smaller yarn, and number 9s for the scarf. At the end, I will go over that. But now everyone everywhere will start out with a number 8 if you have one. I wanted to have the pocket. I didn't want the pocket loose. I wanted the fabric to stay tight so the angel will pop out more. So I just decided after trying different things, I just went down to a number 8. So everyone everywhere, for your pocket that we're going to be working together, see if you have a number 8. And anything from a 29-inch to a 36-inch, whatever you have will work for this project. This is an easy project. It's just simple and sweet. That's all. So now let's get started real quick. Let me just tell you where to start. On the information sheet, I also gave you your formulas. I work from a one-line formula to make it as simple as possible. So for the angel pocket, on the formula, maybe I can show you on this one. On the formula it reads B. B stands for border. So I have a border of 5 on each side, right there. You see the border, all right? Then there's some extra stitches that you have to use to fill in. See, so these are the extra stitches right here. Then you need 15 stitches for the angel. So 15 stitches we'll be able to work the angel right here. So now if you add all those numbers up, you will get a cast on number, everyone everywhere, of 35 stitches. And like I said, I suggest starting to keep the fabric tight on a smaller needle, number 8. All right. I'll go over the scarf formula at the end. Then you're going to need a few stitch markers. And as you can see, I have cast on my 35 stitches. I just simply did a regular cast on, and then I knitted back and forth, just knit, until I want you to count the ridges. Here's the bottom ridge, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, 4 is right there on the needle. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is right there. And I'm on the right side of the work. You can look and see. You can tell the wrong side. I'm on the right side of the work, and I'm ready to start working the stockinette portion. This is just garter, where you just knit, like I said, until you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ridges. I needed a little room so the angel wouldn't be sitting too low on the pocket. So I'm going to, and I suggest you too, that we're going to knit in stockinette probably about 6 rows. We'll complete about 6 rows, and then on the 7th row we will be ready to start the angel. But as you get started, once you finish your garter section here at the bottom, then you need to put in your markers according to the formula. So on the formula it says to knit 5, or the border is 5 stitches. So I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to add a marker. This just separates and lets me know where the border is. And then of course I'm going to knit all the way across, because we're just doing stockinette now. Stockinette is knit on the front and purl on the back, where down here you were just knitting every row. Alright, so let's see if I can just go ahead and do this one row real quick. I think of anything else I need to share with you that you might. We will need a little crochet hook, maybe a size H or an I, just not, I don't want one too large, but that's further on down when we get ready to actually make the bobble. It worked out better to just do it with a crochet hook. It was too much of a struggle to try to knit the bobble. Took too long to flip the work back and forth. You know, it's different when you knit a bobble. You have to turn and turn back and turn and do different things. And no, like I said, I'm trying to keep, I wanted it quick, I wanted it easy and sweet. So I'm knitting over, and I'll come to the last 5 stitches, because on our formula there's a 5-stitch border on this end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put the same marker on this end, and I just knit the 5 stitches. Alright, the border you will knit on every row. So when I turn the work, we've done this so many times. So I will knit the 5 stitches for the border. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I will bring the yarn in front of the needle, slide the marker. Now I'm going to purl, because in stockinette we purl on the wrong side. This is the wrong side. And I purl across, and then when I get to the opposite border, I will put the yarn in back and knit. Alright, now I want you to continue in the stockinette. Alright, we've done row 1, now 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. When you finish row 6 and you're ready for row 7, you should be on the front side of the work, and I will meet you there so that we can get ready to put in some extra markers for our angel and work row 1. Easy peasy. I think you're gonna like it. Alright, back in just a minute. Alright, so let's get started. But I will say this just before we get started. Now, like I said, we're designing. And after I finished my pocket and I looked at it, I really wish I had moved my angel up a little more towards the center of the pocket. So at this point right now, if you say, well, Jay, I'd like to move my angel up, go ahead and knit a few extra rows, as long as you stop on a right side row so that you can join us right here. But I've already got this pocket, so I just went ahead and made this pocket match. But if I ever did this again, I'd make sure I lifted my angel, knit maybe more than just the 7 rows or whatever, 6 rows. I'd go up maybe 8 or, something like that, or 9. I just go up a few more rows. So you can do that. You can put this on pause, knit a few rows, and then come back. But in the meanwhile, I'm getting started so that my 2 pockets at least will match. You can see where I've knit up. Now I am on row 1, the right side of my pocket. You can see the wrong side there. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to knit my 5-stitch border so that I can get over, because we need to put in a few more markers. So here's my border, and I have it marked. Then on the formula for the angel pocket, we have 5 stitches that we use to just fill in. That's all they are. They're just called filler stitches. So I need to knit 5 of those. Everything on this little angel is 5. It just worked out to be 5. I thought was just perfect. 5 of everything. All right, so 1, 2, 3, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 filler stitches. I will keep those in stockinette. Knit on the front, purl on the back. Now I'm going to put a marker. This marker tells me this is where the angel starts. Right here. Right? And we're going to use 15 stitches. Now, let me read row 1, which is the right side. Row 1 reads, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2, purl 3 stitches together, then purl 3 again, knit 2, yarn over, and knit 1. So now let's work it together. It should be on the screen. Knit 1, yarn over, knit 2 stitches, 1, 2, yarn in front. Now purl 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then you have to purl 3 stitches together, and I'm going to pull down on the stitches just a little bit to get my needle in. I'm in the purl position, so I purl 3 stitches together and then pull down on the stitch so I can see it. Now purl 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Then yarn in back, knit 2, knit 2, and I see 1 and 2, yarn over, now knit 1 stitch. That should be 15 stitches, so we'll just count and make sure. All right, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 1 makes 15. I have 15 stitches for my angel. So you can always check if you get lost. Now put the end marker, so the angel is between these 2 markers here. So now I can continue across. I should have 5 stitches to match these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go ahead and just knit those 5 stitches. They're just the extra, the filler stitches. I knit across, slide the marker, and then I have the 5 border stitches. I knit on every row. So I knit those. Oops. Well, I kind of missed that one, didn't I? So let me just give that another try. Okay. Now let me just hold this here for just a second. Check and see if it's showing up good on the camera. If I need it, nope, I think I'm okay. All right, so let's see. This is what you should have. Now we have our markers all in. We have the borders, we have the filler stitches, and the 15 stitches for the angel. You can see the bottom of the angel there. All right, now on this stitch that I tried several stitches trying to make this angel. So there's pattern on every row. So we're going to have to work row 2, row 3. We have to work all the rows. So as soon as I turn the work, I'm on the wrong side, of course, but I do knit the border on every row. So I go ahead and knit the border. Then I put the yarn in front, slide the marker. I work I purl the filler stitches, or the extra stitches, just purl those to stay in stockinette. Knit on the front, purl on the back. Okay, now I'm up to the angel between the two markers I have. All right, row 2, which is the wrong side of the fabric, reads purl 4, knit 7, purl 4. So I slide, make sure my yarn is in the front of the needle. I slide the marker. Okay, now I purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get some yarn. Then I knit 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 7. So I'm going to just make sure I didn't get off. Let's see, I purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now yarn in front again, and I purl the last 1, 2, 3, 4. I purl 4 in the angel. All right, now I slide the marker because I'm still in stockinette for these extra stitches, so I just simply purl across those 5 because we're on the purl side of the work, or the wrong side. But now when I get to the border, yarn in back, slide the marker, and now I knit the 5 border stitches. It's on the formula, and we're working by our formula. Okay, let's turn it. All right, I see a little something. All right, row 3. Well, why don't we get over I'll just go ahead and knit now. See, once you got the rhythm in, now you know that I need to knit that. Then I knit the extra stitches because we're on the right side. So I just simply knit across to get to the angel. It really goes fast. I'm trying to slow it down just for the camera's sake. All right, now here's the angel. Row 3 reads, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2, purl 2, knit 3 stitches together, purl 2, knit 2, yarn over, and in with knit 2. So let's go. All right, we're working row 3 now. It's the right side, so knit 2, yarn over. That's my yarn over. Now knit 2 again, 1, 2, then bring the yarn in front, purl 2, 1, 2, row 3. Now purl 3 stitches together. 1, 2, 3. I pull down on them a little bit so I can get my needle in there. Now I purl all 3 of those stitches together and then pull down on the stitch. And then I purl 2 again. Then yarn in back, knit 2. 1, 2. Then yarn over, and there should be 2 stitches left. I knit the last 2 in the angel. Slide my marker, and I knit. Slide this marker for the border, and I knit the 5 stitches there too. Okay. Let me pull up some yarn. You can see the little dip in the angel's dress or body right there. And you can see the yarn over eyelet starting to grow. All right, now I'm going to move my mark down to row 4. Row 4 is the wrong side, so I'm just going to turn the work. Okay, then yarn in front, slide this marker, we're on the wrong side, so I would purl these extra stitches on this side of the work, so I have to purl. That's stockinette. Alright, so I'm up to the angel. I am on the wrong side of the fabric, and this is row 4. Row 4 reads, purl 5, knit 5, purl 5. Well, that's easy enough. So we'll purl 5. 1, 2, 3. You can see them. 1, 2, 3. 4 and 5. Yarn in back. Now knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Alright, yarn in front again. There should be 4 stitches left. And which I see I have more than 4. Well, let's go back and check and make sure. Let's start at the beginning. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then I'm supposed to knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then I should have 5 left. So let's just knit across to see where the mistake. So that's 1, 2. Okay, I know I have a yarn over from the row 4. Okay, 3. Okay, it was kind of hidden under the. Sometimes the yarn over will cross a stitch or move over. So, but I do have 4 and 5. So I just had a stitch hiding. And if you think you're still wrong, stop and count all your stitches for the angel. You should have 15. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 15. Sometimes the yarn over will cross a stitch or it just, you may not see the stitch. So, but now I will continue in stockinette for the last 5 extra stitches, and then yarn in back, slide the marker, and knit the border. Alright, I'm going to stop here for a second and check my camera, make sure that I still have power, and that will give you time to catch up. And I will see you back. We're ready to work row 5. Alright, I'll give you a minute to catch up. Back in just a minute. Alright, so now I am back. And we are on the right side of the work, ready to work row 5. So I'm going to read it first, and then we'll work it together. Row 5 reads, knit 3, yarn over, knit 2, purl 1, purl 3 stitches together, purl 1 again, knit 2, yarn over, and knit 3. So let's go ahead, and I should have just worked on over, should have had this worked. So I see my marker telling me where the angel is. Alright, let's go start row 5. It says knit 3, 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, knit 2, 1, 2. Now, I need to bring the yarn in front, I need to purl 1 stitch. Then I need to do the purl 3 stitches together. Pull down a little bit so you can get your needle in there like that. That's purling 3 stitches together. Then I pull it down so I can see it. Now purl 1 stitch again. Yarn in back, knit 2. 1, 2. Now yarn over. Make sure that it's not hiding this time. And knit off 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. I slide the marker and I finish knitting across the row, since we are on the right side of the work. Slide the marker for the border and I knit the border. Okay. I turn the work. I am on the wrong side. And that brings us to row 6. Go ahead and get me some yarn here. Now my heat kicked on, so I'll just speak up a little louder so I don't have to turn the tape off. So as soon as I turn, of course, I'm going to knit my 5-stitch border, just like this. Just knit those 5 stitches. If I think it's too loud, I may have to turn it. All right, bring my yarn in front and slide the marker and purl the next 5 because it's stockinette. I need to purl on this wrong side. These 5 stitches to get to the angel. All right, row 6, the wrong side, reads purl 6, knit 3, purl 6. So I slide the marker, my yarn is in front, and I purl 6. 1, that's 2, 3, that's 4, 5, and 6. Now I put the yarn in back and I knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn in front again. There should be 6 stitches left. 2, 4, 6. I purl the last 6 stitches. Just like that. Just if we had, all right, and then I get up to these 5 stitches here and I continue to purl across because we are on the wrong side. Then when I get to the border, of course I have to put my yarn in back, slide the marker, and knit those last 5 stitches. Just like that. All right. There you have, oh, I can see an angel appearing. Just an angel showing up. All right. I'm going to give you a minute to catch up and let the heat go off. I will see you back at row 7. All right, so now it's just easier not to have to just try to talk over the blowing, the heat that's blowing. I am on the front of the work and we are ready to knit row 7 of our angel. All right, row 7 reads, knit 4, yarn over, knit 2, purl 3 stitches together, knit 2, yarn over, knit 4. So let's work it together. It says knit 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, yarn over, knit 2, 1, 2. Now put the yarn in front and purl those 3 stitches together again, which should tell you by now that is the center of the angel's body. When we purl those 3 stitches together, it's been the same way through the whole pattern. So I purl those 3 together and I kind of pull down on them. All right, yarn in back, knit 2, 1, 2, yarn over. There should be 4 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knit those 4 stitches of the angel. And of course, slide the marker, and then we just knit across. Slide the border marker and knit those stitches as well. We knit those on every row. Okay, that was row 7. Row 8, when we turn the work, of course, is the wrong side. So let me quickly knit over to the angel. So I knit those first 5. Yarn in front, slide the marker. I have to purl the next 5. Okay, so now I'm up to the angel. Let's read row 8, the wrong side of the work. Row 8 reads, purl 7, knit 1, purl 7. So 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that 1 stitch should be in the very center, right there. So I so I bring the yarn in back in order to knit now. We did the purl 7, now yarn in back, knit just 1 stitch, and then bring the yarn back to the front, and then we purl the next 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, let's purl those 7 stitches. Have to be so careful not to lose your yarn overs. Okay, all right. And I slide the marker for the next 5 stitches. I continue to purl across till I get to the border. Alright, I will put my yarn in back, slide the marker, and knit the last 5. Okay, let's see. Oh. Alright, that was row 8. I looked and I couldn't believe it. I thought, have I got that far already? Perfect. Of course, when I turn the work, well, first of all, let's take a look, and can you see your angel begin to pop out? We see like the wings and then the body here in the center, and these are just your pretty little lace eyelet rows there. Alright, we are up to row 9. Row 9 is really the end of the angel's body. And then the next part is all the things I had to add in order to make it, to turn a stitch into the angel. So I need to turn the work. Now I'm on the right side, and then I'm going to work over to the angel. Slide that marker, continue to knit over. Alright, here is the angel, and this is row 9, the right side, the last pattern row for the angel. Row 9 reads, knit 5, yarn over, knit 1. Now slip 1, knit 2 stitches together, reach back and pass the slip stitch over, knit 1, yarn over, and knit 5. So here's 1, here's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now yarn over and knit 1. Then slip 1 stitch, knit 2 stitches together, reach back and pass that slip stitch over and off the needle. Now knit 1 stitch, yarn over, should be 5 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit those 5 stitches. 1, 2, that's 3, here's 4 and 5. Slide the marker and continue to knit across. Slide the last marker for the border and knit the 5 border stitches. Alright, we have just completed working row 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to let you catch up and check my camera. We will be ready now to add the things that I needed to make this angel. Right now we just have a kind of pretty stitch, little lacy stitch. You can kind of see it if I kind of hold it at different angles. Alright, when I come back we will start making the bobble. Go ahead and have maybe a size H or an I crochet hook, just a small, just a hook that we will make the bobble. Instead of knitting the bobble, it was just going to be too. In fact, I may even get one of these pointed head Susan Bates or either a boy hook. May even work even better. But there it is right there. Just a small crochet hook. Have that ready to go. Alright, let you catch up and I'll see you in just a minute. Alright, as we finished up row 9, I should have said as you turn the work, the next row is row 10, the wrong side. And all you have to do for row 10, you can put me on pause and catch this part up, is go ahead, of course, knit the borders, and then purl all the stitches across to the opposite border. Purl all the stitches across. Just purl, 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 and then knit the last border. Alright, that will be row 10, the wrong side. Now, when you turn the work, I am on row 11. And this is where we want to start, where we're going to put the bobble. Now, I didn't try to write it out on the paper because it's, look, I can always show you better than I can tell you. That's the whole point of my tutorials. I can show you quicker and a lot easier than trying to write all that out. Okay. So I go ahead and I knit. I get myself in the right position. I get to the angel. That's what I'm trying to get over to. So I knit over to the angel. Now when I get there, let's take a look. Alright, let me stop and pull this to the camera. Alright, on the angel, right away, you see the eyelet rows. Right there, there are 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stitches to get to the eyelet row. Then there's 3 stitches that you see that are kind of in the center. That's the center part that we're working towards where we will make the bobble out of those 3 stitches right there. And then there's 6 stitches over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so just one, a lot of times if you just kind of let people see where they're going, you know, instead of just knitting and not knowing where you're going. I can't stand that. Alright, so I know I have to knit over 6 stitches. After I slide the mark, I knit over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that takes the guesswork out. So now I see there's the 3 stitches that represent where the center of the body and where I want to make the bobble. So to start the bobble, in these 3 stitches right here in the center, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to add 3 stitches in each one of these stitches. I'm going to turn this stitch into 3, this one into 3 stitches, and this one. So I'll have 9 when I get through. Here we go. In this stitch, I knit into the front, pivot, and knit into the back, and then pivot one more time and go into the front again and knit that stitch again. I have just turned that one stitch into 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you see that? All right, now go to the next stitch. I'm going to do the same thing. Knit into the front, pivot, knit into the back of the stitch, pull the loop through, then kind of shake it or pull it a little bit. Now go into the front of the stitch again and knit it one more time. I've turned that stitch into 3 stitches. Here's that last stitch. Remember we had 3. Make sure I have enough yarn before I start. Make sure you have yarn before you start. Knit into the front, pivot, go into the back, knit that stitch, kind of loosen it up. Now go into the front of the stitch again and knit that stitch. Stop. Now count and see if you have 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stitches out of 3. Now I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Now I can knit across the last 6 stitches of the angel. It was 6 stitches on each side. Remember, we counted them out. 5 and 6. Slide the marker and continue to knit across. Just knit all the way across. Slide the last marker and knit those 5 stitches for the border. All right. Now, when we turn the work, row 12 is the wrong side, and I want you to purl. But I'm going to take time and purl it with you to make sure that you get all 9 stitches. But of course, you have to knit the borders. So I knit the borders, every row, everybody, everywhere. Then you put the yarn in front. Now I slide the marker. Now I'm going to purl across, including those new stitches I just made, all 9. Slide that marker. Okay, I'm in the angel now. I'm in the angel zone. And I'm knitting. Excuse me, I am purling, please. I don't know where my mind was. Okay, I broke the rule. It's late at night again. Oh, well, it's almost early in the morning. All right, I see the 9 stitches coming up. This is what I want you to do. Loosen them up and try to purl across each stitch. Take your time and don't pull your yarn. Just try to keep them nice and loose. Just take your time and purl all those stitches we just made on the row before. Just purl, purl. Try not to pull them tight or anything. Try to keep it loose. You'll see why on the next row. All right, now I can just go and purl all the rest of the stitches except for the border. Oops. Well, I just want to miss that. I'm going to just take my yarn out and do it again. I don't know why I kept missing that one stitch. All right. Slide that marker. Continue to purl because I'm on the wrong side of the fabric till I get to the border marker. Yarn in back, slide the last marker, and knit the last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That was row 12. All right, everything is cleaned up, everything is in order, and it looks good. All right, now we are up to row 13. So what I have to do On row 13, I'm taking my time now. We're bringing this home. We're on the home stretch. It's just real simple. I'm going to knit over. Let's get to the angel first. Let's just do one thing at a time. Get over to the angel, to the mark where the angel is. There we go. All right, so now I slide the marker for the angel, and there should be 6 stitches till I get to where I need to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There should be 6 stitches, so I want to go ahead, everyone, everywhere, knit 6 stitches. 1, after slide the marker, knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so now I want you to pull up that needle. Pull it up out of the way. There should be 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 6 stitches left over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're ready. These 9 stitches are going to form the bobble and the head of the angel. And we're going to simply, like I said, if you pull that needle up and kind of hold it in the back, we're going to take a crochet hook. And let's see if I'm on camera. Please let me be on camera, because I don't want to have to pull this out and do it again. All right, I simply take the crochet hook and slide or transfer those 9 stitches to the crochet hook. We will count them. Okay, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, now I can pull that needle up. Just pull them up out of the way. But now find your yarn in the back. Here it is right there. Let me go ahead and pull up some yarn. It's a little fiddly, but we're only doing these couple of angels. Right, pull that needle up out of the way. Pull your needle up or push them down. Now, I have these 9 loops on the crochet hook. We're just going to make our regular crochet bobble. I'm telling you, it's so much easier than doing it than trying to knit them on and flipping the work and turning. But the problem is trying to get it through. So before I even start, what I want to do is try to loosen up this stitch just a little bit. Just kind of pull up on them best you can. Take the crochet, and if you take your time, and if you get one of these pointed head ones like that, the metal ones, you can go through all 9. That's what you want. Then tighten up and chain 1. Pull it good and tight. Then chain 1 more. Do one more chain. So I pull the loops, I pull it through all 9, and then chain 2. 1, 2. Now on this last one, pull up on the loop, on the chain I just made, push your stitches back, put that loop on the right hand needle, all right, and then push the other stitches back to the point of the left hand needle, and we're just going to continue to knit across, just like that. We didn't have to flip and turn. If I tried to knit them on, just make sure your yarn is in the back of the needle so that we are knitting across. We're on the front, so we need to knit across all the rest of the stitches. Easy peasy. Knit across. I see the marker that ends the angel, and I continue to knit across. All the way to the border stitches. All right, now when I turn the work, Well, let's look at what we have first. All right, now you know, even in crocheting, as soon as you do a bobble, it always goes to the back of the work. Eventually, when we put the little scarf on and everything, but if you poke your finger in there really good, then her head pops out right there. And we'll pull it in more when we put her on a bow or a scarf. So don't worry if it goes back to the back. It will come to the front. It will come to the light. So row 14, I'm going to try to get this all on here real quick, and then we'll stop. All right, so let's see if I've got enough in my battery. You knit the first 5, yarn in front, slide the marker. Now I'm going to purl across all the stitches. So now I'm just purling across after the border. I get to the angel, I slide the marker, and I continue to purl. This is row 14. This is all the stuff that I added to a simple stitch that I had to put a couple stitches together, but I was able to figure out how to. Now there's that center stitch. Make sure you're purling all the stitches. Just like that. Alright, I'm up here and I'm going to slide this marker. Continue to purl across these 5 stitches. My heat just come on, but I'm going to keep going because I'm at the finish line. Yarn in back, slide the border marker, now knit the last 5 stitches. I will just try to speak up more. Okay. The last 5 stitches. Woo! All right. There's row 14 that pull the head or the bobble together. Now you have to kind of look at it from an angle. I'm going to just slowly let you see. Here's the body. Here, like her pretty wings or whatever. Her arms. I thought maybe the wings. That's just a pretty lace on her wings. There's her head. Now row 15. All right. Right now I want you to stop. I'm going to show you something. When we made the bobble, we're supposed to have 15 stitches in the angel section. Remember? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 1 is 13. So I'm short 2 stitches. So this is how you, in row 15, the row, as soon as you turn to row 15, which is the front side, we're going to knit over, and I'm going to show you how to add back those 2 stitches that we lost in transition of making all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I kind of picked up a, oops, I dropped a stitch. Let's go back. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Well, where's that little crochet hook? I dropped a stitch so I'm going to take my crochet hook and reach behind there and pull it up. If you can't get it the first time, go back a second time. Make sure your stitch is pulled up nice and neat. There we go. Well, I think I kind of I need to go down one more, then go in, take your crochet hook and pull it through, pop it back on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have 5, so I've got my 5 back. All right. Oh, nope. Slide the marker. I'm on the front side. Get some yarn. Okay, I am knitting over to the angel. This is row 15, and we have to put back the 2 stitches, or we need to put back the 2 stitches just to make the stitch count of the angel. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have those 6 stitches again. So everyone, everywhere, knit over 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so my camera went, my disc filled up, so when I left, or when the camera stopped or cut off, okay, we needed to add back 2 more stitches. So I had already passed that by the time I realized it, so I'm going to walk you through it. All right, we have, after I get in, slide the marker for the angel, you're going to knit over 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I said 6, but we need to knit over 5 stitches. That will leave 3 stitches in the middle, right here, right above her head. 1 on this side, 1 in the center, and 1 on that side. And then you'll have 5 stitches on this side, before the marker. All right, in those 3 stitches, right there, right above her head, the first stitch, you're going to knit into the front and the back. Then you'll knit the center stitch. Then there's 1 stitch on this side. You'll knit into the front and the back of that stitch, just like we've done before. That will give you 3, that will add back 2 extra stitches. Then you knit the 5 stitches on this side, slide the marker, knit the extra stitches, slide the marker, and knit the border. So when you stop and count, we had 13 because we lost 2 stitches when we made the bobble. But now, when you add back those 2 stitches, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 1 is 15. Simply by just knitting into the front and into the back of the 2 stitches on each side of the center stitch of that bobble. Sorry, my camera just I was like, oh no. All right, so now we have enough stitches. We started with 35 and now we're back up to 35 stitches. And so now I'm going to kind of switch because I'm going to walk you through the rest of it, just to save time and to... All right, so now let's go to this, to this sample. Can you see it? Move this one out of the way now. All right, so I put back those stitches, and once you do a little steaming, it'll close up really well. It'll be okay. Now you're just going to work up to the length that you want. Let me see if I've got a tape measure here. Of course, your hand is maybe larger than mine. You just make it however many. I aim for at least 7 inches. My pocket is at least 7 inches. If you're a taller or larger person, you may want to go 8 inches. But what you'll do is now you'll just work in stockinette, knit on the front, purl on the back, in the center section, all the way up to where you want to stop, and put your 1x1 ribbing. And if nothing else, if all else fails, remember my trick of how you can count your ridges. You can simply count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me count it by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I had 18 ridges. When you reach the length that you want, whether it's 7 inches or 8 inches, all right, we're going to go into the 1x1 rib. And I start with a knit stitch it's simply an edge stitch. It's not part of the ribbing. It's just I knit the first and last stitch. So I would knit 1, and then since I'm on the front of the work, I would knit 1, purl 1, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, all the way across. I would end with a knit, and then I would knit the last stitch. Does that make sense? We've done it over and over. I do it the same way. When you turn the work, of course, on the ribbing, all right, I knit the first stitch again. It's not part of the ribbing. It's just an edge stitch, the first and last. So I knit the stitch. And since we're on the back of the work, then I'd go purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. You can read the stitches. And then, of course, you do that for maybe 1.5 inches. Okay, so that will, and then, of course, I did the bind off. Instead of binding off in pattern, so that it would stretch out, I did that. Remember I said the idea, if you get on the wrong side and you want to stop, just bind off in the knit stitch on the wrong side, and that will give you stability and it won't stretch out really bad. It kind of holds the shape a little better. Now that doesn't work on everything, but when I can use it, I use it. So for a pocket where you're going to be putting your hands in your pocket, or you're going to be putting your hand in your pocket, or the person, it will be nice not to have that stretch all out of shape. So now here is a completed pocket, and we are working on this one to match so that you will have 2 pockets. And like I said, I can just count up and see how far I need to go, then do the ribbing just like I did that one. Real quick, I was just going to show you how to, and then I'll tell you about the scarf. So just to add some kind of prettiness, here's some yarn. I just cut a little yarn just so you'll know how to add yourself a little bow for your angel. Let me pull that over, and then so I take that same little crochet hook, and I take some yarn, a piece of yarn, and I just fold it over just like I'm going to do some fringe. And then, now watch, right by her head, you have some eyelets. You have an eyelet right here. I want to take my crochet hook and go into that eyelet, go up under the bobble, and come out in that eyelet on the opposite side. See that? Then just like you do fringe, I put the yarn over the crochet hook, pull it through, and then pull the little tails through. Just like that. Then I can tie a nice bow or whatever you want to kind of give her head some separation. I'm going to do an underhanded bow like that, tie it. See, can I grab it? Pull it down, pull the tails down a little bit. You have to kind of get your bow like you want it. And now there is my angel. Now we can trim our little tails though, so they're not so long. And my angel has a head and a bow. Okay, so now I have to continue to work this one up as far as this one and put the ribbing on. So let me go get the actual scarf portion that I've been working on and just walk you through. I made it very simple. I tried not to add a whole lot more because I wanted to just keep this one simple. We can always add other things later. All right, back in just a minute. But isn't she pretty? Isn't she pretty? Okay, back in just a minute. All right, now, last but not least, this is just to get you started. Like I said, I just wanted to really do this little angel stitch, but I thought most people, once they do the stitch, they're going to want to put it on something. So that's what I came up with. Instead of a whole shawl, just do a pocket scarf. Now, on the information sheet, the scarf pattern, I wrote out a formula of 5 stitches for a border and 45 stitches in between the borders. Here's a border, 45 stitches, and 5 stitches on each side. So this is a cast on of 55 stitches to make the scarf. And of course you're going to start down here, and again with our same, you know how I do my same ribbing, and just know I knit the first and last stitch They're not part of the ribbon. They're just 2 edge stitches. Then I start with, down here at the very bottom, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. The first row to me is a wrong side. And then you turn the work and repeat. I worked my ribbing, the bottom of my scarf, for at least 2 inches. I just wanted a nice rib at the very bottom. Then, of course, when I finish my 2 inches, and I turn the work, and then I put in my 2 markers. I knit the borders. I knit all the way across, putting in the markers, 5 stitches on each side, and then every time and then I would knit the borders on every row. The center section of the scarf is stockinette. I knit on the front and then purl on the wrong side, on the back. You can see the purl side. Like I say, you can see I just got started because I really didn't think I was going to be able to finish, because I've got one more little get on camera, and I got to finish the sleeve of my sweater. I hope I can wear it. There's my last little, just just a finished video. Show you how my sweater turned out. But anyway, so now that's the simple scarf. Very simple. You make it as long as you need to make it, because it has to go around your neck and down to where you want to put your pocket. And of course, if this was longer, the pocket would go, you'd go and put the pocket so many inches from your ribbing. You might want it 3 inches from the bottom, something like that. So your scarf will just keep going, and then you're going to center your pocket. You can measure, you can try to count the stitches, however you want to center it. Center this pocket, and I would go ahead and take some straight pins and pin it in place. And then you're going to simply turn on the wrong side. Well, you can see it better if you do it from the right side, but you just make small stitches. You're going to use this same yarn, whatever yarn you use, and you're going to just make small little stitches along the bottom. Go up each side all the way up to where it meets the sweater here. And then weave in your ends, of course. And you have your pocket. And you have an angel on your pocket. So, I hope this wasn't, I hope you give it a try. Like I said, I just did it in Christmas yarn just to make it look pretty on the video, but it really is not meant to be a Christmas piece. You can make it in any of the yarns. Because this is something you can wear all, this winter coming up. Things are looking good, but I don't know. Still hopeful that help is on the way. It's been the best of times, and it's been the worst of times. So all we can do is just continue to move forward. And like I said, this too shall pass. So give the angel stitch a try. This is my stitch tutorial number 9 to end the year 2020. And I just wanted to have a nice little scarf, because I just didn't want to waste that angel just on a swatch. And I thought, well, if I make a pocket, then I need a scarf to put the pocket on. Hence, so now we have it both. And so from Bird and all my little angel friends right there. Can you see them? All my little angel friends. Thank you for joining me. I hope you give this a try. Take your time, enjoy the journey. It's a nice knit, it's a fun knit. And like I said, you can make it in any of the yarns and colors you want. And I know it will mean a lot to anyone you give it to, or if you keep it for yourself, because everyone needs a special angel. So Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Jay. And I will see you maybe right at Christmas or right before Christmas. I'll say give you my final Christmas wish, and hopefully I'll have my sweater finished, and I can wear it that night. I'll get all dolled up. So this is Jay, And I will see you shortly. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.